starting to approach the halfway point of the season, DB, but the excitement has not diminished around here.
It has not in any way, shape, or form. This season has been thrilling to watch. To me, it feels like the league as a whole has really stepped up a level.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. Outside of the perimeter, LaVine and DeRozan. Then there's Russell Westbrook. Then it's Keegan Murray. Clock is at 3. And it's DeRozan missing. And here's McDaniels. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. Edwards passes to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
All too easy for Mr. Gobert in the painted area. Nicely done.
Outside, LaVine. Back to Westbrook. Red ball movement here by the Kings. McDaniels against DeRozan. Rebound, Minnesota. Greg, Anthony Edwards is full of confidence, and it's beautiful to watch.
And rightfully so. Ant can do it all on the floor. As complete of a wing as you'll find in our league.
Defended by Gobert. Back to DeRozan. Over to the left wing. Buries the long-range jumper.
Good eyes from DeRozan, playing inside out.
Now DiVincenzo. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Outside Edwards. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
So often the outcome of a game is dictated in the first quarter of a game. This is a tough start.
Gobert with it. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. DeRozan against McDaniel. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now here's Murray. He had 15 points last outing, and a miss there on the triple. And you look at this Timberwolves roster, doors quite a spread as far as the ages of their top players.
Oh, Kevin, you've got a couple of guys who are absolutely on the back nine and really walking up the fairway of number 18. And then you've got Mr. McDaniels and Anthony Edwards, two guys in their early 20s. But this is the fascinating part. There's a runway left, and what do they do with it?
And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Thanks a lot, guys. The Timberwolves have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is me. Back to you, Kevin.
Fills it up with the best. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. up here for the Timberwolves. This gives us the chance to view the best three-point shooting teams this season. The real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
No doubt, they have snipers on that roster, that's for sure. It's been a terrific year for them from beyond the arc.
There's 57 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Ellis against Clark. Outside Conley. It's up a three. Nailed from three-point land.
Boy, you've got to love when Mike Conley shoots it with confidence, goes to the catch-and-shoot game. All right, Mike.
Schroeder outside. The three. That shot off. Minnesota in the lead. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Reed with a screen on Schroeder. That three off the mark. Ellis surveying the D. To the middle. Here's Achua. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist.
Boy, nice pass. A little ball movement, a little player movement. That's how you play this game.
Sends it home! What a shot!
You want drama? We've got drama. That's the way to end a quarter.
That is a way to fire him up, fire up the team. What a tremendous play.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Timberwolves ahead, up by 3. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Timberwolves.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
On the court right now for the Kings, Achua is out there with Levine. And there's Monk. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And it's Eubanks in at the 5, roaming the paint. Just 5 on the clock. Monk for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Monk's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Minnesota's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Here's Dillingham. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
And it's Schroeder missing.
Well, that's the opportunity they're looking for, just not the result, obviously.
Pass to Dillingham. A three-pointer is right on target. Dillingham's got the lead up to 5 now for the Timberwolves. And Doug Christie wants a timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Shannon's checked in, and Anthony Edwards subbed in for Dillingham. And a change for the Kings. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Eubanks. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Hey, Greg, they dropped the interim tag for Doug Christie as he's now the permanent head coach of the Kings.
Well, we'll have to see how permanent that is. The fifth head coach in the last 7 years. That seat is always hot in Sacramento.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thank you, Kevin. Zach LaVine is becoming a more rugged defender. He said, it takes a toll. I've always been in great shape, but you have to be strong, too. The mental side of it, digging deep and figuring out how to get it done and how much you want it. Now, I like taking on those challenges. Back to you guys.
You got it, making the commitment. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. Now, here's LaVine. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game.
Achua with room at the rim and doesn't hesitate.
Pass to Edwards. Puts up a deep three. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Edwards got 6.
Just one more example of his offensive arsenal. So tough to stop.
Monk outside. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Now LaVine, following the miss by Michael Conley from deep. And DeRozan kicks to LaVine. Down low. And there's Monk on the assist by LaVine. LaVine's got 3 assists now in this one. The Timberwolves trail. And timeout called by Chris Finch. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Point guard, how has that position evolved over the years?
Well, if you think of how much more of the court that has to be covered and the style, you have to score more now to play the position. I think shooting becomes incredibly important. And then defensively, with all the switching, you got to be able to hold up against size and play all over the floor.
Gobert finds McDaniel. Back to Gobert. Timberwolves passing it around. Pass to Edwards. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For the 3. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Greg, their offensive approach has been rock solid here.
And they're finding the weak spots in the D and attacking.
Minnesota's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. DiVincenzo with the screen on Monk. Another miss by Minnesota. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Kings. To the paint. Here's DeRozan over Edwards. Anthony Edwards with the rebound.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Oh, guys, the agility, the hops, everything about Anthony Edwards, so good athletically.
Watch, Westbrook against DiVincenzo. Westbrook passes to DeRozan. They set the screen inside. It's stolen by Gobert. Pass to Reed. Out to Edwards. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Yeah, that's exactly how to end the half on a high note. Tacking 3 points onto this lead at the horn. The mood in each of those locker rooms will be very different.
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's been a major threat from three-point range. Got 2 of them to fall in that quarter. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Come one, come all. The 2K halftime is here, and so's our breakdown of the upcoming schedule. Let's check it out.
And looking at the Trailblazers matchup, on paper, these teams are pretty even. So what will be the determining factor there, Ernie? I'm not sure, but they gotta avoid mental errors.
Shaq, you agree with Kenny?
Not on most things, but this case, yeah,
Maybe.
Yes.
It took you too long.
And guys, let's talk now about that first half from Minnesota there in a tight.
They're hitting at a high clip. Some shots have been wide open, some tightly contested.
And as the ball continued to fall through the net, you could see their confidence growing. And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on them from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, he's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
Minnesota leading by 4. So Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise player. GA, how good do you think he can be?
Well, some were ready to acknowledge.
Wow, Julius Randle with a little flavor on the finish.
And that great replay brought to us by the AT&T Connected Cam. So it's Sacramento. Outside DeRozan. Outside LaVine. Fires from deep. Cranes the three-pointer. LaVine's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, that's just inviting trouble. Defensively, you simply can't give him that much space.
Randle kicks to DiVincenzo. For 3, Edwards. Sacramento grabs the miss. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
Well, effective passing from your wing players makes for a well-rounded offense, and DeMar DeRozan keeping everyone involved. I love it.
Pass to Edwards. Picked by Randle. Three-pointer. Edwards can't hit. Sacramento's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Outside Westbrook. A 3. And it's DeRozan missing.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Then this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
At the line for Minnesota, Jaden McDaniel.
One shot.
So, Greg, in the offseason, the Kings made it a priority to address their need at point guard.
I mean, they had multiple combo guards on the roster, but lacked a true lead guard. And they realized they needed someone who could run the offense, hoping Dennis Schroeder can fill that role.
6 to shoot. DeRozan inside. McDaniels defending. Nice defense from McDaniel.
He's so frustrated. Hasn't had a make all game. It's making it very difficult for them to find any success.
And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at the Timberwolves. Solid start to the season so far, sitting in 6th place. And, of course, there's the Kings. They're looking to turn it around down at the bottom of the conference now. The Kings trail by 4. Westbrook dishes to DeRozan. Sacramento moving it around. Right side, Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. Here's Levine. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Boy, that mid-range area, he just didn't look comfortable. Let's be honest.
A nice shot by McDaniel. McDaniel's got the lead up to 6 now for the Timberwolves.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Levine against Edwards. Now here's Levine. He's guarded closely. Great D that time from Edwards. DiVincenzo passes to Randall. Now here's Gobert. Pass to DiVincenzo. And the 3 off target. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. They trail by 6. DeRozan with it. McDaniels picks him up. Outside, Levine. Shoots over DiVincenzo. Again, Levine missing.
Oh, rising up from the mid-range, but doesn't exactly look confident about it.
Randall passes to Edwards. Rebound collected by Levine.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Trying to end the drought. Again, Levine missing.
Boy, he's trying to give this team a start, but the bucket simply will not go down.
A free for DiVincenzo. That's in, coming off the assist from Edwards. Edwards got his 3rd assist on the night. The Kings trail by 9. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Pass to DeRozan. And here's Levine. Again, Levine missing.
Now, how about this? He cannot find his rhythm in this period. This has been tough sledding.
A 3 for DiVincenzo. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Bang, bang. Doesn't get much simpler than that.
And so it's Minnesota enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We come back right after this. And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. The Kings trail by 12. On the floor for Sacramento, they've got Zach LaVine, Malik Monk out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Drew Eubanks. And it's Achua in at the 4. Here's Schroeder. A 3-pointer, no good. Timberwolves shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Clark, a screen on Schroeder. Pass to Clark. Now Randall. Shot clock at 5. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
When the ball touches the paint, you've got to swarm defensively. Really good job on defense.
To the inside. Randall brings the double team. Nobody near Schroeder. Misses the 3. Minnesota leading by 12. Conley with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. Dillingham wide open, and he fires. His three-pointer's off the mark. Sacramento's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Monk. Driving the lane. Julius Randle with the rebound.
Boy, that is tough defense. Exactly how you want to play him.
Conley finds Reed. Back to Conley. Picked by Randle. Beyond the arc. Conley's shot is off.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Monk looking around. Hits the three-point bomb. Monk's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Sacramento.
Well, if the basket is within reach, Julius Randle understands how to finish.
And so Levine will bring it up now for the Sacramento Kings. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. And Doug Christie is called a timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. McDaniels comes in for Clark. Edwards, he's checked in for Dillingham. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us, an update. Allie?
I was able to listen in on what Doug Christie was going over with this team. Coach implored them to stay locked in mentally, telling the squad, quote, "I know you're tired, but we cannot make costly mistakes." It was a simple but important message.
Allie, thank you so much. Defended by Gobert. Here's Westbrook. Shot clock at 3. Zach LaVine. That's off.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Edwards. Randle outside. Outside Edwards. The long shot, no good. The Kings trail by 11. Outside Westbrook. Defended by Gobert. LaVine against DiVincenzo. And it misses. Minnesota leading by 11. Now Edwards. Anthony Edwards hammers it home.
I think his teammates understand that Anthony Edwards has every aspect of his offensive game working, so let's make sure he's got the basketball.
DeRozan fires. McDaniels pulls it down. Minnesota's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Murray rips down the board.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
DeRozan! And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Timberwolves.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though. When everything started to look a little dire, they really put the hammer down.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Anthony Edwards.
So highly effective on the offensive end. At times, this guy just scoring at will.
Clock at 6. DeRozan.
The consistency of DeMar DeRozan throughout his tenure in the NBA, it's incredible how consistently good on the offensive end he has been.
DeMar DeRozan.
Free throw drop for DeRozan.
And I like the aggressiveness of DeMar DeRozan's game. He's constantly testing the defense, looking for any weakness he can exploit to get a bucket.
Both free throws good from DeRozan. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Now Reed. Rising up and ripping down the two-hand jam.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and the rest of our terrific 2K crew, this is Kevin Harlan. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.